Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So our today's video is in another path, or you can say a course from Let's Defend. And the first lecture is SIEM introduction. We have already done a lot of videos regarding SIEM. Again, doing what is SIEM? SIEM is a security solution which collects and interprets your data. It gathers all your data at a platform and then detects for potential threats. Here, security threats can be monitored in real time using log analysis, and in this we will explain how a SIEM works in general. So, how does SIEM work, how it collects logs, what is the log storage, and how we create alerts. There are very good SIEM solutions in the market, and we have known a lot: Splunk, Rapid7, QRadar, Elastic, etc. And SIEM and the SOC analyst, all the potential threats which are detected in the SIEM, they are reviewed by SOC analysts using the log analysis. For instance, you can think of the alerts on LetsDefend monitoring page as alerts created by SIEM. The next is log collection. So first of all, we need data for the SIEM solution to detect threats, right? If you want to do log analysis, you need logs. What are logs? They are actually the data. And that's why log collection process is one of the most important part of SIEM architecture, right? You need data, and that is why log is most important, because without the log, SIEM would be useless. Now, what is a log and what is logging? In computing, a log file is a file which records either events that occur in an operating system or what the software runs, or the messages between different users of a communication software. Logging is the act of keeping a log. So in the simplest case, messages are written to a single log file, for instance, wikipedia.org. So what is a log file or a log? A log is a file which contains all the records of the events that had happened in your device, right? That has occurred in an operating system or any application or software that you're running, right? And how the communication between software is getting conducted. What is logging? It is the act of keeping a log, right? So it contains basic log time, source system, and a message. So this is an example of a log. When we look at the content of this file on a Ubuntu server, we can see the source, time, and the message information, right? Our goal at this point is to transfer the logs from various places to this single platform, that is SIEM, so that we can process all the data and detect threats at a central platform, like at a particular platform, right? So they are generally collected in two ways. We have log collecting agents, or this could be agentless, right? So you have to transfer all the logs for instance, from your device, from your firewall, from your server, proxy logs, etc., at a single platform so that you can analyze them better, right? So in order to implement this method, a log agent software is required, right? So you have two options. Either you can have log collecting agents, or an agentless environment. So in order to implement, a log agent software is required. If you want to use log collecting agents, you need a software. And agents often have parsing, log rotation, buffering, log integrity, encryption, and conversion features. Because logs are very raw, and in order to parse them and convert them into a format that can be analyzed better, agents require these things, right? So this agent software can take action on the logs it collects before forwarding them to a single platform, that is to the SIEM target, right? Because they have to convert the log into a good format so that it's easier for the analyst to analyze. For example, with these softwares, we can divide a log with username, let's define account this, into two parts of the message and forward it like this: username, let's define account, administrator. So these are done using log agent softwares. Now pros, it is a tested and worked application by the developers and has many additional features like automatic parsing, encryption, log integrity, etc. But the cons is, as some additional features are activated, resource consumption increases, and this requires system resources, such as, because yes, agents have to do all these things: conversion, parsing, encryption, etc. So through this the resource consumption increases, and that requires the system resources such as CPU, RAM to be increased, so the cost also increases, right? Next is syslog, that is, it is a very popular network protocol for log transfer, right? It can work with UDP and TCP and can optionally be encrypted with TLS. Some devices that support syslog are switch, router, firewall, IDS, Linux and Mac. Windows devices can become syslog supported with additional software. You can have your log agent transfer logs with syslog. For this, you must first parse your logs in a syslog format, which is timestamp, then is the source device, then is the facility, then is the severity, message number, and the message text. So this is the timestamp, right? This is the facility, this is the severity level, this is the message number, and this is the message text. The device ID is like this: none, host name, context, IP address, text string. The minimum packet size that can be sent with syslog UDP is this byte, and for TCP this is this byte. So this has to be this, the packet has to be of this byte so that it can be transferred, right? Log can be transferred. Okay, so what is a syslog? Syslog is nothing but a network protocol that is used to transfer the logs to a single target or a single platform. It can work with both the UDP and TCP protocols, and yes, it can be encrypted too, and some devices which are supporting it, they are mentioned, and Windows can also become syslog supported with some additional software, right? So you can transfer your logs using syslog, and this is the log agents. You can also use them, where they can do parsing, rotating, buffering, and conversion features. And if you want to transfer your logs using syslog, you have to change it in a syslog format. You must parse it in a syslog format. And then is the last thing, that is the third party agents that the most of the SIEM solutions already provide. So they have more capabilities than syslog because of their features that they support. For instance, Splunk has a universal forwarder, ArcSight connectors are with ArcSight. These agents are easy to integrate into SIEM, and they have parsing features too, right? So open source agents are Elastic, Beats, and NXLog. Next is agentless option. Agentless log sending process is sometimes preferred as there is no installation and update cost. Usually, logs are sent by connecting to the target with SSH or WMI. For this method, the username and password of the log server is required. Therefore, there is a risk of password being stolen, and this is, however, easier to prepare and manage than the agent method. However, it has limited capabilities and credentials are wrapped in the network. Okay, then is manual collection. Sometimes there are logs that you cannot collect with existing agent software. For example, if you cannot read the logs of a cloud-based application with the agent, you may need to write your own script. See, agentless is sometimes preferred because there is no additional installation and there is no additional effort that is required, and there is no updation cost, right? You have to update the agent, etc. things, right? And there is very less resource consumption. But in order to, like, logs are usually sent to the target by connecting it with SSH, but here you need the username and password of the log server, right? The server that has all the data stored. And therefore, the chance of password getting stolen is increased. Though it is easier to prepare and manage than the agent method, however, it has some limited capabilities. Sometimes there are the logs that you cannot collect with existing agent software. For example, if you cannot read the logs of cloud-based applications with an agent, you have to write a script manually, right? So find the log collection best log collection method for you. I want to collect these logs. Choose as many as you like. Windows, you want to connect, want web logs, IDS, IPS, firewall, proxy, WAF. Okay. My situation is I want to quickly set up it. I have no resource issues. Let's say we select this. The best method is log agent if you do not have any resource issues. So as you can see, there are various ways to collect the logs. There are agents. The environment can be agentless, agent, syslog, and a log agent. In agentless, you just have to know the username and password of the log server, and then you can connect it using SSH or it was WMI. Okay. In cases where the agents on the market are not sufficient, you should write your own scripts. What is the best method for those who do not want to manage agent software? That is agentless. Universal Forwarder is the agent software of which product? This was Splunk. Great. I think the video is already too long. We'll do the next lectures in the other video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe the channel too. Thank you.